Good morning, Team Redstone. Another fine, great day out there. Beautiful fall weather we're having for this Thursday. Sergeant Major, I noticed you rode your motorcycle today.
I did, sir. It's a great day to ride today.
Yeah, and I did as well. So it is a beautiful day. And by the way, good morning. I hope Tabitha and kids are doing well.
They are, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, Sergeant Major, anything you want to put out initially?
Like always, I'd like to tell everybody good morning to our 9 o'clock virtual town hall, and thanks again for chiming in and getting some of the information. And we got a couple proposed questions that we'll be getting after, and so that I know that everybody's out there alive and well. If you guys can give me a thumbs up or let me know that you're out there, it'd be nice to know that we're talking to people, which is good. But other than that, thank you for tuning in as we get into our virtual town hall, sir.
All right, thanks, Sergeant Major. Hey, as usual, I'd like to start out with a COVID update of what numbers we're tracking around the AOI. And we, of course, are still tracking the main 16 counties we use around our area of operations are from where the workers are coming from. So we use 5 counties in Tennessee and then the area surrounding Redstone Arsenal. For yesterday, our numbers were tracking right around 151 new positive cases. Unfortunately, we also had 5 deaths in the area. So what I've asked my team to do is kind of hold on anything else opening up right now. I would like to analyze the situation. We're still running roughly slightly lower than the 14-day average, which is running right around 210-ish. Those numbers are maintaining roughly the same. The 7 and 14-day averages are what we're basing a lot of our data on to make sure that we're trying to keep Redstone Arsenal tenants, employees, and residents as safe and healthy as possible. So we're making a lot of our decisions on those numbers of the AOI. So that's kind of where we're standing right now. I will say that I will also mention that probably some of you saw Governor Ivey yesterday extend the mask and safer at home memo to 8 November. So that we're also basing some of her data on what we see and making sure that we're aware of everything that's going on with Alabama and our AOI. Okay, with that, I also have a couple of announcements. We did open up our Java Cafe last Monday. And we're getting quite a few tenants in there, so we appreciate that. Make sure you're coming in with masks. Make sure you're keeping social distancing. I would like to keep that open, but it's really going to depend on us maintaining our safety and our distancing. So our only other opening announcement right now is the 13th of October. The Firehouse Pub Euro Cafe will be open for dine out only, takeout only. So please remember that. We would love to give this guy our support and make sure that we are having another dining option for the residents of Redstone Arsenal. His hours of operation will be 11 in the morning till 1900 at night. So those people who live on Redstone can actually get something to eat past 1800, because right now everything on Redstone closes at 1800. So I've asked him to stay open just a little bit longer. I've also asked him to look at possibly allowing for the takeout to be delivered on Redstone Arsenal only, delivery of food, and I've asked him to look at it. So more to follow on that. Right now he just wants it to be takeout, so more to follow if a delivery option will be available, and we'll make sure and keep you posted if that happens.
Sorry if I may, real quick. I mean, it is really because of you guys out there, the community and the workers on the installation that are continuously being safe and continuously taking care of each other and creating that physical distance like you talked about, sir, and wearing your mask. You know, when in doubt, whip it out and put it on, and it allows us to continue to make decisions. And bringing back more resources because we're being safe out there. And I ask you not only at work to be safe, but also in your personal time to be safe, so that we can continue to bring more resources out to the installation and continue to open up more facilities.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Sergeant Major. Perfect. Miss Sheila Enderly, who was on a week or two ago, also is making some changes with AFES. You'll notice that more of the stores inside AFES Mall are now being opened. Also, the kiosk will start opening, and I believe that's going to happen next Wednesday. We're going to phase those back in time for the holidays. But make sure we're keeping that safe distance, like Sergeant Major just spoke about, and obviously masks inside. When you walk in the door of any AFES or commissary, make sure that you have your mask on. That's a regulation right now, and we're sticking with that. Okay. Also, you see a couple other changes around the arsenal probably. If you come in Gate 9, you will see now a billboard, electronic billboard that's going to be displaying some MWR items on it. Also some advertising, quite frankly. And that way it allows a little bit of advertising from some of our partners around the garrison, Raytheon, for instance, and others, to allow them to advertise and help pay for that electronic signature banner that we have going on. So that's a new one. If you come in Gate 9, you have already noticed that it had said welcome for a couple days, and now it's scrolling through some advertising, mostly MWR, quite frankly, the golf course, and other items, MWR, the car service for detailing your car is on there.
Yes, sir. And it's really to get our MWR, as like we talked about, opening up more resources. The MWR program is great out there, and I don't know if you've seen it, but in the Redstone rocket, you should find this magnifier that the MWR put out too, that really talks about all the MWR facilities that are going on. There's even a map at the back that kind of shows where all the MWR locations are. So by all means, if you get the Redstone rocket with some good information in there, also you'll find the MWR magnifier in there. Got some good information.
Great, thanks. Another way to get information around here is our digital Garrison app. It can be used on iPhone or other devices. It replaced the Redstone Explorer that you might have been familiar with. That was phased away. Right now, for the Digital Garrison app, we're number 3 in the military, in the Army right now. So I ask you to download that. We would like to obviously increase our numbers because it's giving you information that you might not get otherwise. Our gate opening hours, AFE specials, those kind of things that you can easily get and download. You are required to put in a username and password and register yourself. But yeah, please download Digital Garrison. It's a great app. We appreciate the support you're giving it and making sure that we're making it better. If you find that there are problems, by all means, let us know. Type something on our website, and we'll fix it. That way, we're putting out the best information we possibly can to you. Okay. With that, we do have a couple of questions that we'd like to answer, pre-posed questions. So we'll get to those right now, and I'll talk about a few other things that are going on in October as we go. The first question the Sergeant Major and I got was, does RSA coordinate with the City of Huntsville and County on if everybody will move forward with trick or treat? Okay, so my answer has just changed as of this morning. We are still looking at this. We made plans to go forward and say yes to trick-or-treaters on post with social distancing and masking allowed, and I am still pushing to say yes to that. However, we just noticed last night that CDC has put out some guidance of not doing trick-or-treating, so we have to weigh that in. That said, that's just guidance. We are trying to say yes to this. We would love to have the kids coming out, doing it in a safe and responsible manner, have our law enforcement maybe beefed up a little bit for that night, but we want to do this safely and in a healthy manner. So right now the answer is keep planning to have your kids on post for trick or treat. The answer right now is probably yes. So have we coordinated with the City of Huntsville? No. We don't know what their policy is right now. We've reached out to them. We just haven't got an answer back. So more to follow of what the city of Huntsville is going to be doing. Next question. Hi there. Is the DMV at the One Stop open? The answer is yes. I know they were closed last week, but there hasn't been an update on when they are open. Okay, we do have some numbers for you to call DMV to make sure that they are open for what you specifically need, whether it's a license or license plates. So let me give you a couple of numbers here for the One Stop DMV. The One Stop itself phone number is 256-842-2413. Again, that number is 256-842-2413. Specifically for the driver's license examiner, it's 256-539-0681. I will ask my PAO to type these as I'm putting them out as well. That way I know that you're getting them. For tags and licenses, the number is 256-876-5344. That way you can call those numbers and make sure that they're open for that day. But the answer is yes, they are open. I believe it's Tuesdays through Thursday. So make sure and call. If it's a Monday and Friday, you definitely need to call to make sure. But from what I'm tracking, it's Tuesday and Thursday that they're open on our One Stop. So thanks for that question. The next question we have is from a resident of the Arsenal. They moved into housing a month ago, and they received a PDF version of the resident guidebook, but wasn't given a hard copy. So what we do is we're going to post the housing website for Redstone Arsenal. It has that PDF version you're looking for, but you can always go back into Hunt and ask for a hard copy. They will provide you one, but it would be better probably to have that in electronic version. And so we're going to type the Hunt website to make sure that you can go on and get a electronic version of that resident handbook. The next question we had was, telework seems to be working for every organization I deal with, and in some cases better when they were in their offices. Can we continue telework in the future? I can't answer that question for you. The Army has not changed its policy so far right now on telework. If your job was coded as telework before, you can get with your supervisor and see what they have to say, but I cannot answer that for any of the tenants organizations. For the Garrison, we will handle this on a case-by-case basis. If you're a Garrison employee, Sergeant Major and the Deputy I have made some initial decisions, and we're looking at our workers at the Garrison continuing to telework through the end of the year. So we've already thought about this, and that's probably going to happen. More to follow as we make a firm decision and put a policy out for our own employees. Again, if you work for any of the tenants on Redstone Arsenal, I cannot answer that for you. You must get with your leadership to find out where they stand. Okay, we also have some more questions online, so we appreciate these. One of the questions is, can the traffic light at Mills and Martin be changed to a flashing yellow for after hours and weekends? We know this is a hot topic. However, while we are looking at it, we have those flashing red for a safety reason. If you look at that intersection very closely, it's got some blind spots on it. Flashing yellow might put people at a safety risk, and that's not what we're going to do. So while we are looking at it, don't expect us to change our answer right now. We think this is an issue for safety. So, Sergeant Major, as you're always reminding me, safety first, because people matter. So.
Yeah, no, most definitely, sir. And as we look around the installation, I know last week I was talking safety, and we just need to adhere to the safety speed limits that are out there in the residential area or out on the roadway on the installation. Just be mindful of the speed changes. Be mindful of the traffic lights, And like you said, sir, I mean, they're set up for safety reasons. There are studies done for it, and it's not just because we wanted to make it red, flashing red on the weekends or after hours. It's because it's a safety concern behind it.
Yeah, thanks, Major. You talked about speed limits. I'll address a couple of speed areas that I think we need to discuss. And one of them is the housing area. Please slow down, especially now that we have kids going on school buses. I've put my law enforcement to look around there a little bit closer, but it's 20 miles an hour through the residence. You can and will be ticketed if you're going above that. So please take care. The last thing you want to do is hurt somebody. The last thing we want to have to do is throw you in jail for hurting somebody. Please slow down. The next one for speeding is going out road. The question we have this morning is, can we look at the speed limits going from gate 9 through 565 going out road? And while we are looking at it, from my experience, no one is following that speed limit. We just ask you to slow down again, but we will look at this as something. But quite frankly, there are a couple of lights in between gate 9 and 565. So you getting up to 55 miles an hour probably isn't a wise move on your part. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that we are allowed to change those. So right now, we don't want to change what's happening on those speed limits. It's incumbent on you to keep sure your speed is low. So you can, and again, will be ticketed going out road. So thanks for the question, but right now, while we are having discussions about it, we're not changing it just yet.
And also, sir, if I may, just be mindful of the construction that's going on out there as you ride out or ride in towards gate 9. In the median, there is construction going on, and those two inner lanes as you come in and out are closed because there is construction, and there are construction workers out there. So just be careful and don't speed. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Major. We do have another question. When can we expect gate 3 to open? Quite frankly, I'm not going to open it until we see the numbers on the tenant organizations increase. Right now, we're roughly at about 20% occupancy of the tenants. And quite frankly, I need to keep a reserve guard force back in case I see something happen with any of our guards that get sick. I need to be able to flex to allow those gates that are currently open to remain open. So right now, I'm not going to open gate 3 until we see the tenant organization's numbers increase. So while that's an inconvenience for you, right now, don't expect to change anytime soon until we either increase our numbers or we go to a different FPCON. Okay, let's see if I got any other questions. Sorry, Major, are you tracking any yet?
Yes, I had a question. I had a couple of questions come in, sir. So one of the questions is there going to be a motorcycle training or safety course available? And yes, I mean, we just had 3 courses go on. There's a couple courses that happened in August and in September. There wasn't too much participation in it. So I'll get with my safety officer and see when the next available motorcycle safety training will be. But yes, we do have it. Again, when we present it, because the number of soldiers on the installation, sometimes we don't get as much participation. But we will push it out again when the next available safety course is. But we did have some courses come through in August and September.
Thanks, Major, for that. I see my daughter's on. Good morning, honey. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. So thanks for saying hello. We do have another question. Will out-of-state visitors be able to get on base with your CAC card, or are there other measures in place? Absolutely, you are able to get on base with your CAC card. No issues at all with that. No restrictions at all for anybody with a CAC card to come on base. We had a question last week about RFID and the residents of the arsenal. We have looked at this, and I've listened to my staff, and particularly Mr. Ron Thomas has done such a great job with AIE4 and RFID. We are going to put measures in place to allow the residents to have 2 RFID cards per family. So what we are working with right now is going through Hunt Housing, and hopefully by the end of the week, Hunt will have enough RFID cards for 2 RFID cards per household. Now you need to go online, you need to register these to make sure that they are linked with your ID, and then you can start using those RFID cards. So more to follow. We will put something out, but we are trying to get those cards to Hunt by the end of the week. So beginning of next week, you can go to Hunt and sign out 2 of those cards. It's much like signing out the way you did your remote controls for your garage and your keys to your house. We are asking you to sign a little form. It will tell you exactly how to register the cards, and it will tell you exactly what they're meant for. Please realize, if you leave your RFID card in your car and your child goes out the gate and it comes back on, they will be flagged and they will be stopped at the gate. These RFID cards are tagged to a specific person, but we are going to allow that for residents. So I wanted to put that out there, and I appreciate your guys' support and understanding as we go through these changes. Okay, any other questions you see, Sergeant Major?
I do have one comment, sir, for our community. Out there at the bowling center, there is an eatery there too. It's called the Strike Zone at the bowling center, and it is open for lunch and for dinner too as well. And it's Monday through Saturday. So there is another additional eating place. I don't know if too many people knew the Strike Zone in the bowling center is also a facility that they can go in there and grab something to eat. And they have a lot of promotional things going on too as well if they want to take their family bowling there and too as well. Let's see. Do you see anything, sir? That was my last comment. I do have some that says.
I do see one that. Let me make sure I understand the question. Is running authorized on roads with a speed limit of greater than 25 miles an hour? For example, 2 personnel in tactical vests running adjacent FBI facilities, 6315 entrance running on Martin West Shoulder, Southside Noon yesterday, 50-mile-an-hour zone. So probably something we need to look at. I don't have the exact details of that right now, but what I will say is those runners need to be extremely careful if they're running on roadways. There are running areas around the installation. We have improved running trails everywhere that they can go running on, and we ask that they not put themselves or anyone else in jeopardy as they go running. So we will look at this. If you can provide us a little bit more detail of where and when exactly you saw these runners, that would be great. We would make sure, we'd like to see them and stop them and make sure they understand where they can safely run around the installation. So thanks for that. Again, health and safety always number one in our mind for not only people driving in cars, but for people riding bikes, for people running on the roadways. So thanks for that.
Sorry, I did have a question. One of the questions that came in was also about the hunting classes. They're asking when the next online hunters education class is going to be. And October 8th is the next one. November 12th is the follow-on, and December 3rd will be the next 3 hunter education classes that'll be going on. So you hunters out there, just know October 8th, November 12th, and December 3rd if you're coming on and want to be a hunter on the installation for those classes.
Okay, another question. When will the flu shots be available? This one is a little tough because I don't work at Fox Health. However, what we have heard is the end of October is when they're going to get them in and ready for distro. So we will try to get you a more firm answer and post it on our website. But from what we understand, Fox, and this data is about 2 weeks old, so maybe they have a more firm date in mind now. But we heard the end of October, so I will ask my staff if they've heard anything for exact date.
Sir, we got something just last night, so give me just a second. Hopefully I'll be able to answer that for you.
Great. The voice you're hearing is Mr. Ron Thomas. He's our Director of Operations, and he's hearing something about an exact date. So let me get back to you on that one in just a minute. Okay. Hey, there's a comment here about the RFID section going down. Right now, we are working through some bugs, that's for sure. This right now, the RFID for 1 October was set for gate 9 only, and it's lanes 4, 5, and 6. Any of the other lanes on any other gates are not open for RFID right now. We're phasing this in. We want to make sure that we're doing this in a safe manner and making sure you're understanding of how this is working. The 7th October, I believe, is when we're looking at opening up other gates. But right now, it's only gate 9s 4, 5, and 6, lanes 4, 5, and 6. So if those lanes are down, then I appreciate the comments. But right now, again, this is a program that was given to us, and we're making sure that we pilot it correctly and making sure we work out all the bugs. So thanks. Thanks for the information, but if it's one of those lanes, we understand. But other than that, more to follow on RFID.
Yes, sir. And then, if I may to, as we continue to lead the way in these pilot programs and these initiatives that we're implementing onto Redstone Arsenal, we definitely are leading the way with all these new programs coming on. But please understand that there will be a couple bugs, a couple kinks that we'll work out. RFID. We are working through that too. I mean, the guards are doing an outstanding job out there, ensuring that we're getting our community in different lanes and understanding how it's going to work, the system with our guards and with our community. Understand that it is about 3 to 5 miles per hour. We need you to approach that gate slowly and create some distancing so that RFID can pick up your card. So please work with us, and the process will get a little smoother as we learn to work it with our community. Same thing with our digital garrison. I know there are a lot of people that are starting to download it, and we thank you for downloading the app, and make sure that you go into the installation of Redstone so you're not looking at Fort Bragg or Fort Bliss type information. And yes, the gates are being worked, the numbered and the times on the gates on that app are being worked. But we are diligently working it. We are sending up RFIs to make sure that those things get corrected. And we are kind of at the mercy of the ones holding that digital garrison. But we have sent up to make those changes and ensure that it's aligned for what we're doing here.
I can answer this.
Other than that, so that's what I had as far as the comment that came in.
Okay, thanks.
I can tie them together.
Hey, we do have the exact dates of the flu vaccine going out. Fox Health Center is calling it Boo to the Flu Rodeo. Ages 14 and up, Saturday, October 31st, 0900 to 1200. They also, it looks like they're having it at the commissary. It looks like they might be giving distro and the flu shot there. Thursday, 12 November, 09 to 1200. And also a walk-in clinic Monday, 16 November to Friday, 20 November, 0900 to 1400.
We'll push that out on our Facebook.
So we'll push this out on Facebook, make sure that we're getting that information to you. But we thank Fox Health for all they're doing for us, making sure that we're trying to tackle the flu while COVID is going on. So it's going to be interesting times as far as numbers go. There's a question on here. A comment about several students and a bus driver that tested positive yesterday. We're not aware of that right now. If you're seeing something that we're not, we appreciate the comment. It asks, where's the data being pulled that says no, Madison County has no new cases? I didn't put that out. Madison County yesterday reported 26 new cases. So the day before, I think they had a bit of a glitch in their system as far as reporting, that they reported 0, but I think that was just a delay in reporting. So we're getting these from the local sites of where you're probably getting the same numbers. And
Alabama Department of Public Health.
yeah, it's called the Alabama Public Health site website, and that's where we're getting all of our numbers from. So, 26 cases in Madison yesterday. So those are the numbers that we will report on. So I'm not really sure where you're getting your information from, but that's what we're tracking right now. So we haven't seen anything about a bus driver and those students. So if you are, we appreciate the comment, but I'm not going to speculate on that right now. There's a question about RFID that I've already put out. I'm not really going to follow up too much on it just right now. October 1st, I will say gate 9, lanes 4, 5, and 6 are the only ones taking RFID. As we phase this in, this pilot program in, we will open up more gates. 1 and 7, I believe, are coming online eventually.
The 7th.
So more to follow on that. So thanks. Okay. We do have a couple of other announcements as far as October goes. We have several things going on in October. Just realized that it was National Hispanic Month, National Hispanic Heritage Month, and this year marks not only the 75th observation, but it also it talks about several things that is going on. This was going on from 15th of September to the 15th of October. So that was a great thing. Hopefully you were able to go online and see the astronaut from SMDC reach out to a lot of people online and talk about the National Hispanic Heritage Month and the stuff that they were doing. There are also some other things going on. October is National Disability Employment Month. This is the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disability Act. Both milestones are being commemorated with a range of events and activities centered on the theme Increasing Access and Opportunity. So we have that. We also have National Energy Action Month going on in October. Please be aware that I love it because around here my XO comes and turns off my light every time I go to a meeting somewhere. So she is helping me out and helping me realize that we can all be a little bit more compliant with energy conservation. Also in October, we have Cybersecurity Awareness Month. The Army Cybersecurity Awareness Month is part of a year-long awareness campaign. It highlights cyber threats and incidents as they impact Army missions and how soldiers, civilians, contractors, and family members should respond. So we can put all these out on the website and make sure that we have information flowing as best we possibly can. It looks like we have a couple more questions coming in. And for this next one, what I'm going to do is ask Ron Thomas to come online and give us the question and answer so that we can make sure we get the most update information to you in a timely manner. Ron, please, I think you have a couple questions.
Yes, sir. I think they're rolling in here over here and see if I can help you out here. So one of the questions came up, says, if family members have an expired badge due to COVID, should they go get a new badge for access to the arsenal? Absolutely. If you have held some type of a badge, and again, there's different categories of badges, but not knowing specifically what badge you had, I'll just address the most common. So perhaps you had a recreation badge. So if you had a recreation badge, we absolutely encourage you to go back to the VCC and we'll set you up. And if you had a rec badge, you can anticipate turning in your old one and we will issue you a new AIE4 version of the recreation badge. All the rules still apply. Everything still is the same. We haven't changed anything for our recreation badges. If you are a family member that had a sponsored visitor's badge, if your badge is still valid and you want to transition to the AIE system, you can bring your badge in. We will retrieve your badge from you, and then we will register your driver's license to your profile. and we will not issue an additional sponsored visitors badge under those circumstances. We'll just register your driver's license, and you'll be able to use your driver's license as your access. Specifically to the question, if it is an expired badge, we will need your sponsor to come with you and sponsor you for up to a year. So if you are I'll make you an extended family member of somebody here who works on the arsenal. You're a brother-in-law and you're an avid golfer, and your brother-in-law depends on you to come out and carry that team, then he has the opportunity to sign you up for a sponsored visitors badge. He will need to be present, or the sponsor will need to be present with you. He'll show his credentials that authorizes him to sponsor a visitor, and then we will attach your driver's license to your profile, and then we will provide you access through your driver's license. So I hope I've answered the question for you, both expired and not expired badges, as we transition into AIE 4. And there was a comment earlier about RFID and the website. So as the Colonel alluded to, we're working through this pilot program. We have experienced some issues with the online registration of RFID. Don't panic. There are alternatives to that. I know we touted that this was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Is it puts you in a position where you're able to go in and, from the comfort of your home or the comfort of your office, register RFID badges. It's been kind of hit or miss. We're not exactly sure why the system picks up a percentage of them and why it doesn't pick up a percentage of them. But if you are the proud holder of an RFID card that you tried to register, and my guards looked at you funny this morning and said, hey, it doesn't seem to be registered properly, it's not anything that you did incorrectly. It's certainly something that we're working through on the system. If time is available to you, we encourage you to stop at the VCC at gate 9 and let them know that you had already registered your RFID card once. Apparently it had not taken, and they will gladly assist you at the VCC. Just hand them your RFID card. We'll pull up your profile. We'll re-register you. They should be able to scan you right there at the VCC upon completion of registration and verify or validate for you that your RFID card was registered. So acknowledging the website has a few ups and downs on it. I got you. The other thing that you might experience is as you begin gravitating towards the RFID lanes, spacing on vehicles is very important. Right now, I would tell you, give them as much space as you can. And when I say that, it would be great if you could give them two vehicle lengths between you and the vehicle in front of you. And then as you become more accustomed to it, you'll be able to close that gap just a little bit, and you'll find that sweet spot for you on how far you need to be away from the vehicle in front of you. Because there's really two things that are going on here. We're reading your card projecting out forward, and that pulls up the person in front of you, their profile, and we're able to validate the driver with the RFID registered badge. And the second part of that is that car then has to clear a specific area underneath the canopy at the VCC. So if you're tailgating, if you will, if you're very, very close to somebody, the system doesn't have time to reset between the vehicle in front of you pulling out and you hitting the scan zone. So please be patient with us. We're learning this. We've run a lot of tests, and we figured out that about a car and a half length seems to be working for us. But if you're an F-250 four-wheel drive monster truck vehicle and you're sitting up a little bit higher, all of our angles are going to be just a little bit different as we come through there versus a Prius. So I hope you'll find that sweet spot very soon. As you saw this morning coming in gate 9, for those that came in gate 9, we had our guard force out there talking, communicating with you, kind of educating on where the symbology is, what to look for, and how to get your spacing. And we'll be out there for the remainder of the week. And as we go into lanes, or gates 1 and gate 7 on the 7th of October, we'll do that. And sir, if I may, we had to do some adjustments. So right now, gate 9 is currently lanes 2, 4, and 7 out there. So we're all over that, and we're promoting that out front, and very responsive to the workforce coming in this morning. They're actually seeing our signage. We're seeing some lane shifting at the last minute. Rest assured, folks, that if you come up to my gate, anywhere in those lanes, whether you're in an RFID lane or not, our guard force is going to scan you if you didn't have an RFID card, and we'll move you through. Right now, we're not going to be real particular about it, but if you are an RFID card user and you want to test that functionality and be part of this pilot, please make sure on gate 9, at least for the interim, look at your signage, look for your little red X's at the top of the guard shacks, and that'll let you know that's an RFID active lane, and everything should go smooth for you. Otherwise, you're an RFID card holder, and you go to a non-RFID lane, we're going to scan you. But if you want to take advantage of that throughput that we're working towards right now, please look at that symbology, look at our signs. But if you find yourself in an RFID lane and you don't have an RFID card for now, don't panic. Don't do a last minute lane change. It'd probably be unsafe to do it at the last minute. Just hold your lane where you're at, and we'll gladly service you just like we would any other time with the handheld scanner. Sir, I think that's the limit on the questions that I've got. I don't know if there's anything else out there, and I'll turn that back over to you.
We're all learning. This is a new pilot program for us, and so we just ask that you give us a little bit of a patience as you roll through. We think this is a good thing. We think this is going to help with the traffic, the congestion we see on gate 9. But it is a pilot program, and we ask for a little bit of patience as we go through this. So thank you for that. Sergeant Major, anything else?
Yes, sir. So again, communication is the key, and that's what we're plan to do. And it's really about our people. It's about accomplishing our mission here on Redstone Arsenal, and we definitely lead the way here at Redstone with bringing in new pilot programs that could eventually be sent out to other installations, or will begin to get sent out. So we offer the feedback to us. We are continuing to refine programs that are being instituted here on our installation. So thank you guys for doing your part. I just want to thank our workforce out there for continuing to do hard work and never really shutting down. Like we said, the mall's always open. Redstone has always been open through this COVID. And at the same time, we've been shouldering new programs coming on board. We've been doing construction. We've been resourcing our tenants. So we continue to push forward, and we will continue to do that. And it's because of the workforce continuing to work hard, and it's because you guys out there continuing to be safe. So thank you guys for everything out there. And other than that, sir, have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Sergeant Major. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll echo that. Please be safe out there. Distance and mask, damn. I will always ask you to maintain that safety, not only for yourself, but for those around you. So please stay safe. Our mission here is dependent on you guys making it onto the arsenal and working, or teleworking. So please, we ask you to be safe and stay healthy. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all the questions today.